Tara Nelson of MTN Matchmaking with Barbara Kaplan today. And Barbara is the owner and director of the Over 50 Fair. That is amazing. And I've been doing it for years with my standard presentation on how to improve your love and sex life after 50. So, welcome, Barbara.
Thank you
And
for having me. I'm very
of
excited to
course,
be here.
oh, I'm so happy because Barbara is so generous. She is offering the first two people that comment that you want free tickets. She's going to send you a pair each. So don't be shy. A lot of people like to do this after Barbara, but if you want these free tickets, do it now, and there'll be two winners.
We have to tell them when it is. It's on
Yeah, I was
Sundays.
just going to say, so when is it again, Barbara? Because you know me, I would have to look it up when it is. So go
It's
ahead.
on Sundays, September 27th at the Huntington Hilton, Route 110 in Melville. Runs 10 to 4:30. And we have such a great day planned. I'm so excited you're teaching that class again. Every year you get one of the biggest turnouts, if not the biggest turnout of all the classes that we have. Everyone wants to find love and sex and dating.
Yeah, I was just going to say, or thwart sex. That gets them in, but whatever gets them in. So, but it is fun because you have people from all over. Anyone that is even in your 40s thinking about being in the 50s, there's something for you. So, what kind of people are you going to have?
Well, first of all, you don't have to be over 50 to enjoy the over 50 fair.
Yes.
Well, in terms of classes, this year we have some really, really fun and different ones. We have some that you'd kind of expect, sort of the traditional over 50 experience. So we've got classes about living trusts and about Medicaid, but we also have a dance performance, and at the end, people can get
Oh,
up and shake their boogie. And we have health and longevity. We have Scrabble strategies, comedy show.
oh,
I'm
who's
looking at
doing the comedy show?
that's Howard Newman. He comes every year and he always has a wonderful turnout. Everybody loves him. We have self defense and finding your singing voice. People can la 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 la.
Wait, those two things. So they'll teach me self.
Yes.
Okay, I'm definitely going to that. And you're going to teach me how to sing.
How to sing.
I'm tone deaf, you know.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
yeah,
going
we'll
to that
try.
class, definitely. Oh, I'm even more excited now. But go ahead, continue. I just had to stop and.
We have Scrabble strategies. We have an expert Scrabble player. He's a top 40 North America. I'm so sorry. It'll stop.
You're a
Uh,
popular girl there, Barbara.
a top 40 North American player will be teaching Scrabble strategies. Fun fact, that's my son, Samuel Kaplan.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, that's the coolest ever. Wow.
Yes, and he just earned the title of expert. So we're very excited to have him return. Last year, he had a very spirited class. He'll also be challenging anyone who wants to play him at his booth. So that again was a lot of fun last year.
That's great. Now, did last year, did you have someone there that teaches you how to sing?
No, that's new. Every year we have new and different.
That, except for mine, what am I, part six? Because every year
I
I
think
do
so.
a completely different presentation.
I
I
know
don't know
you
if
do.
people know that.
I know you do. I know
I,
you do. And I always say that the best place to be is the singles lounge. And if not at the singles lounge, at your class, because you always have a lot of men in there too.
yeah, I love the fact how many men are there. So, single ladies, if you want to meet men, come to the over 50 fair to the presentation because all the men go to that class.
This is true.
Yep.
This is true.
They hate it though, but sometimes I'll ask questions to the group. People
That's
don't
very
have
funny.
to answer, but you can just tell people are looking at me shaking their head like, oh, hate when she does that.
Well, we have a lot of different types of exhibitors this year. We'll have over 80 exhibitors in
Oh my
addition to
God.
our 20 something classes. It's not, sometimes people think over 50 and they think senior fair, but we're not a senior fair. We are a very,
Well, clearly we're there. So we know that's not the case.
100%, 100%. Um, and so, in addition to having things you'd expect, like people talking about Medicare and getting yourself financially set, we have travel, we have the YMCA and AARP, we have a spiritual organization.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
yes,
What about a psychic?
we're supposed to be having one of those as
We
well.
should get a psychic. Oh, all right, I'm calling all psychics to see if they could feel my energy because I get signs from my mom every day in heaven. So
Wow.
there has to be a psychic that goes there. That person will be busy nonstop.
We've
Wow.
had psychics before. They have been very busy.
Yeah. To me, I think
Um,
that's the greatest. Even if they're not good, it's still fun because even if a person is going to sit there and guess, okay, which would never be the case, a real psychic would never ever do that. But let's just say for fun, I just went and said I'm going to do it. Out of 10 things, I would probably get two things right. And, there's people too that they'll say, oh, you lost a mother? Yeah, so they know, or so it doesn't seem to be that hard, but I just think it's very exciting when they say something that there's no way someone could know, and that's when you know it's a really good psychic.
that's very funny.
And at our table, we're going to get lots of gifts this year.
Good.
And so anyone that wants to make a free consultation with us, they enter in for a free membership because we're going to give you one as well
Hmm.
to raffle off. And then we'll do our own. And everyone who wants an appointment, they get a free gift.
Awesome.
So
Very
I'm going
cool.
to have to run out to the $5 store and try to find something that looks like $15 for five. Did you ever do that with prizes or
I haven't had to too many times, but I do know what you're talking about.
I'm admitting how cheap I am. That people will say, "Oh, this is so great." I'm thinking, I got it at the $5 store, but there'll always be one or two things there, like maybe candles, well-known name brand candles, or something that looks so much more expensive than $5. So that's what I always do the day before the event.
That's very funny.
And I have to say, Barbara, you are one of the few people that can put up with me. I don't know how you do it. I truly don't. You are an angel because I will admit wholeheartedly I'm a very difficult person and I am annoying. And so, most of the times I know it, but I just can't help it because maybe a lot of things are going on.
Well, you
But
know I love you.
I love you too. I don't know how though. You always just seem so calm and putting up with all my shenanigans. Thank you.
Well, you do such a great job at the expo. Everybody loves what you do. The singles lounge is always very well attended. Your class especially well attended,
Oh,
and
thanks.
I hope you get a great turnout this year.
Yeah, I hope so too. And especially two people will get free tickets. So
Yes,
all you have to do is to put in the comments that you would like a pair of free tickets. And there's going to be two lucky winners. And
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
you
And we have
said,
so much this year to interest and entertain. We're going to have, in addition to your singles lounge, we're going to
mhm,
have live acoustic music. We're going to have a whole showcase, 6 different performers over the course of the day, starting at 10:30. We have hearing screenings. We have, as I already mentioned, the classes. We're going to have great exhibitors, as always. We have jewelry and poetry books.
that's my favorite jewelry.
I know, that's why I mentioned it. We have assisted living, we have blankets, we have poetry books, we have Reiki. You can have your chakra
Ooh,
read. I think I said that right.
oh, I want that. No, I did not hear that before. I'm
Yeah,
definitely into that.
I'm looking at my cheat sheet. We've got,
I was
we
wondering,
have,
how do you remember 80 different exhibitors.
Well, I have a cheat sheet over there, which is more in depth, but over here I have my little one. But we've got,
And you give free coffee to
yes,
everyone too throughout the day. And
yes.
I know because I'm the one cleaning up after them. The people just clean up your mess, for God's sake. But anyway, go ahead.
We have IT consulting if you need help with your computer. We've got
Always.
the, yeah, we've got the Farmingdale Institute for Lifelong Learning. So people who want to enrich themselves and,
Oh, I
learn
heard
about great
about that.
concepts.
So
What's
SUNY
that?
Farmingdale, I
Yeah.
heard about that. That Stony Brook does that. So
Yes,
SUNY Farmingdale does it as well?
they do. And they do it really well.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to rustle up some free time. Take some of these classes. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What else?
What else? We have Medicare folks, we have nonprofits, we have, let's see, this year we have Angela's House. We're going to be doing a really cool raffle. We always raffle off really nice prizes, including
That's nice of you.
your gift certificate. Angela's House helps children with chronic illness, medically fragile,
Mhm.
and people who donate money, new toys, or non-perishable food will get tickets. So I hope everyone that comes will bring at least one of those three to help this worthy charity.
That's great.
Oh, we
I
also have, wait, I have to peek. We also have our beauty queens. Our queens are so lovely. We have, I have to cheat because I got to get their names. Wait a minute. We have Joan Caliendo, who is Ms. New York Senior America 2024.
hmm.
We have
Oh,
May Kame, who's Ms. New York Senior America 2023. And we have CJ Marie, who's Ms. New York Senior America 2025.
oh wow.
And some of the queens, as they call them, will be dancing at that dance performance that I mentioned. And
Oh
that's
my
always
gosh.
a lot of fun.
Wow. That's really cool. I wonder if any of them are single. Because they should be like this for me to match up Miss Senior New York. Wow. That's great. How old do you have to be?
I think it's 55.
Okay. Oh, I still have some time for that. We just found out today, we're not going to say ages, but we just found out today we have the same birthday. How did we not, in all the years that
I
I've known,
know, I know.
how did we not ever know that?
And I think you're the first person I've ever known to share my birthday.
Oh, I actually know quite a few, but, and October is a busy month for
Yes.
birthdays. So,
Yeah, New Year's babies.
yeah. Yeah, I never thought of it like that. My mother had me when she was 40, the youngest of six kids.
Wow.
I know. I know. Right. But okay, and you also said you're going to help me with a few of these dating questions, right?
Yes, absolutely. Are you ready?
I'm ready, and I
Okay.
never look at the questions, by the way.
Oh, okay.
We don't. So it's all just off the cuff and whatever comes out.
Okay. Is it a red flag if someone wants to text for weeks before meeting?
God, yes. I'm sure we stopped giving the people's names out because people didn't want to ask questions then if we said who they were. So, that's why none of them have names. But on the internet sites, we hear that all the time that the guys literally, they're afraid to pick up the phone and call. So they'll just, they could text for months and months and months before ever asking the girl out. So that's a huge, huge red flag.
I'm sure. I'm
So,
sure.
all I always say that with the internet sites, there's just no screening process. So that's, you're going to get that. You're going to
Mhm.
get just everyone and anyone. And, you know, God knows what you're going to get. But it's to get a date is really hard, especially if they would prefer just to hide behind their phones texting all the time. So, and ladies, I can't believe I still have to say something like this, but don't ever do sexting with a guy before you meet them. I know Barbara's been married for so many years. You don't know any of this craziness that goes on. Welcome
No.
to my life for 25 years in this
Wow.
industry. Yes. But yeah, so never do that before you meet someone because you'll never meet that guy. He will literally hit you up every single night for that. And then there's no reason to take you out. And it's such an obvious thing, just don't do something like that. But sadly, people do it. So hopefully they won't now. Okay.
Hopefully they'll take your advice.
Oh, God, I hope so.
So what's the biggest mistake that Long Island singles over 50 are making?
Ooh, this is a good one. Wow. I don't take on everyone, and I'm not sure if people really know that. And it's up to, at least 10 people a week because Ruth makes my appointments, sometimes Stacy as well, and they'll do anywhere from 1 to 3 appointments a day for me. And the people that I don't take on, that I don't qualify, and first of all, they don't know it, so they're actually happy that I'm not asking them to. I make it so they're happy they don't have to work with me, but they just make so many mistakes that they would never even take my advice to fix them. Um, the number one thing I would say is being unrealistic. So the older we get, obviously, the harder it is to find someone.
I'm sure.
And I mean, I've met your husband before, so I know Barbara's happily married. So this is not her. But I know people sometimes will come up to me at events and they'll say, I'm married. I know you do dating coaching. Do you ever do dating coaching for married couples? And I used to do when I first started because I had a lot more time and I would do it. I don't do it anymore because I don't have any time. But the one thing I would say to people that are married and going through difficult times is stick it out and go to therapy together, a real therapist, because you have no idea how bad the single world is. I mean, it works out well for me being an upscale matchmaker, but you know, the purpose of Friday Facebook Live isn't for me to have a commercial for MTN matchmaking. It really isn't, but I somehow always, you know, get on this. We really take on the top 20% of singles. But if you ever knew, if people ever saw or heard the people that I don't qualify and why, you would do everything possible to hold together a marriage, or before you're going to break up with someone, really have a long talk. Do you want to end this or do you want to try to work it out? Because there's a lot of unrealistic singles out there. And I think what causes this is they're divorced or widowed, especially in this age group. And they'll think that they're the same person they were before they met their spouse. And it's almost everyone does it until I'll bring it to their attention. And they'll say, a girl 5'4", he's got to be tall, He only dated tall guys. I'm like, you were married for 30 years. When? Oh, in high school. Forget about those days. Those days are over. But people make that mistake. So just be realistic if you're single out there and go for compatibility first because as I always say, compatibility breeds chemistry, but not the other way around.
I like that.
Yeah. Thank God this wasn't someone I knew because sometimes it'll say something like annoying lady from the bank or, just to give an example. That would have been really bad on Friday Facebook Live. Better turn the power up. Okay. Go ahead.
So, why do so many attractive, successful people struggle to find love?
Well, when we were younger, it was easier to find someone.
Hmm. We
Um,
weren't all like this.
yeah, exactly. It's I saw a cartoon of two people on a date, and they were both like they were hugging, but they were like this, so the other person didn't see. It's really gotten so bad, and it was never like that. People had exposure, and people wanted to introduce people to their friends. And I don't think people had all the problems that people nowadays have with, you know, a million different things. And it's not just as we get older, I hate to say the word baggage, but there's a certain degree of baggage with everyone. And it doesn't even have to be bad stuff, it's just a lot of things. So you're meshing your life now with someone else's life, and you just have to hope and pray you're compatible. So people just, to answer the question for the person, we don't have the exposure to people like ourselves. And that's what I try to do with MTN matchmaking.
Awesome.
You don't have to agree either, Barbara. You can give your
No,
value,
no, no, no.
you know.
I think it's important to be your genuine self.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and I think that's the best thing that you can do is just to
Yes.
be who you are.
Yeah. That's a big mistake people make too. That they'll embellish so much on, say, a first date or before meeting the person. It- It's always the wrong move because you're never going to get past the third date. Because by the third date, that person knows you not only embellished, but you might have even lied, and that's it. Someone's going to lie about stupid things like, you know, who they are. How could they be trusted with the real important things?
This is true. This is true. You want to find your soulmate
Yeah. Yep.
if that's
Absolutely.
what you're looking for.
Yes. Yes. And that's another thing too. Not everyone is. I mean,
Hmm.
everyone is that comes to me, so you don't have to worry, and you don't have to waste time with someone that would lie and say to someone, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for a committed relationship,"
Right.
because they might want sex. And once they get what they want, that they had no desire for, say, to get engaged or get married or whatever. And how do you really know when you're meeting someone for the first time? There's so many different variables that people, when they're looking on their own, that they have to sift through. And then, of course, back to the other question, another big mistake is I give people five must-haves, and someone just came in this week, 20. I'm like, 20? Who do you know? Like, if you're an actor, who do you know that has these 20 things? Because none of the actors that I know do. So that's completely unrealistic. And then she said, well, I was able to get that. Again, that was before. So anyway.
Would you rather date someone who gives you butterflies or who gives you pause peace?
This is such a personal question. Again, butterflies is chemistry, and there's no greater feeling than chemistry. But if you're not compatible, that stage does end, because once you start seeing all the incompatibilities, you start to fight. So once you start putting fighting in the mix, there goes the chemistry. Whereas if you're looking for peace, which I guess is what I would call compatibility, you're looking for someone like yourself, hopefully of the same values, morals, interests. And that doesn't mean hobbies, but the same vision. And again, compatibility breeds chemistry. So if you do that, give it some time to see if the chemistry starts. And if it does, you're set. And then they did it the right way because they don't have to worry. If you're going on the chemistry first, so many times, 6 months later, that's when you really find out someone's true personality. It's over because you're not compatible.
Hmm.
So,
Good answer. I like that.
That's
Uh, should you tell someone on your first date that you're looking for marriage?
uh, no, but I can see why people do it if they're looking on their own because they're probably running into people that have lied to them in their last few relationships.
Hmm.
So it's a natural thing to want to prevent that. But when you're dating on your own, there's just no way to prevent those things from happening unless you're having any matchmaker doing the work for you. So, but no, we hear that all the time that, we've done the screening process. So when people meet, they're compatible in three ways, they have their five must haves. All they have to do is go out a few times and see if the chemistry starts. If it does, they're set and they go on hold. But a lot of times they'll get nervous and they'll forget that we've done that work for them. And it's like an interrogation. Who the hell wants to go on a date and have someone, bombarding them with all those heavy questions? They're never going to get a second date. So, not a good idea.
So if you shouldn't ask that, what should you ask on a first date? What question? What one question?
Well, if they're dating on their own, you could kind of see um, in a casual way, depending upon how they met. If they met through friends, it's easier because
Sure.
then they have some sort of idea, by asking about how long they've been friends and things like that. And um, but online, I mean, I really can't make online dating better. It's just too dangerous. So there's just no magic answer to make it any better than it is because people can lie. So it doesn't really matter what you're going to ask them. Really, they're going to know what you want is the answer. And you're going to get that answer, whether it's true or not. That's the sad thing. So,
I get it.
but if everyone just, I mean, it would put me out of business, of course. I've owned my business for 20 years, but if people really were just themselves, honest, looking for someone for compatibility and not chemistry, we're patient with them, we're realistic, and then you'd have to give yourself the exposure that people just don't have. So that means you'd have to go out on every single invitation. And I do say that in my top 10 tips, which is on my website, of what to do when you're first single. You really have to go to every single invitation that you get invited to it. A lot of people don't like doing that. A lot of times you just don't feel like going out after a busy day at work, but no one's going to come knocking at your door, so you have to put yourself out there.
I agree with that. I agree with that for not just for dating, but just in general. If you want to have a social life, you have to
Yes.
push
Oh,
yourself
for
outside your
your
comfort.
business, you have to network. If no
Yes,
one knows about you, how's it going to work?
exactly. And obviously, there's social media, which can, help a business. It can also help you
Mhm.
to, to meet people. But do you think that social media is helping or hurting modern dating?
I do think it hurts because people lie again, and people are not really true. That they're not really who they say they are. And when that happens, how are you going to build from a lie? It's impossible. So face to face is better. If you're not going to go to a matchmaker, try to ask all your friends and not only say to them, I'm single and I'm looking for someone. Say, I'm single, I'm looking for someone, and I'm looking for to get engaged, to get married. Because otherwise you'll just get a ton of people that they want to go out with no end in sight.
Hmm.
There are serial daters out there. They
Yes.
go for the butterflies all the time and they don't really understand what compatibility is. They just think, oh, there's no such thing as that. The butterflies are going to end and then I have to start over again. That's not true. If you start first with the compatibility and build from it, then you'll get the butterflies eventually.
Well, I guess in part you're talking about being emotionally available. How do you find out if someone is emotionally available?
Again, you're not going to know until 6 months. 6 months is when someone's
No.
real personality comes out, and you just have to hope that you're young enough and have the energy to be dating so many people, and it's a numbers game.
Hmm.
Yeah. On the internet sites, the people that call us that are actively using internet sites, the ones that pass our initial screening process, which it's easy, just no felony record. They have to be positive, emotionally stable, so they know what they want in life, financially stable, and looking for a committed relationship. Okay. Out of that, only 1% of people that call us using internet sites pass that.
Wow.
So that's why people say to me all the time, why are you so down on the internet sites? It brings you so many people. Yeah, quantity. But, people, it's a number thing. So, but you have to go out with 100 people to find the other 1% that you are. So
That's a
that's
lot.
why it works. Yeah.
What's the biggest dating myth that singles still have?
Oh, that's a great question. I think that people think when we get married, it'll be happily ever after. That'll solve our problems. It doesn't. It makes it harder. And then the next step is, say if they're not compatible and they're fighting all the time, they'll think, let's go on vacation. That'll bring us back together. And then, $10,000 later, they're doing different things because they're not compatible. So they're fighting now on the vacation. So they've wasted that amount of money. Then they'll come home still fighting and think, okay, let's have a baby. A
I was
baby's not
just
going
going
to
to
fix
say that.
everything.
I was
It's
just
the
going to
whole
say that. I've
cycle.
seen that.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
happens with everyone. It's things like that are not going to fix if you're not compatible. So that is the most important thing to look for. Compatibility.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And never go to bed angry.
Yes, yes. That I remember my mother always told me that. I think my mother primed me to be a matchmaker from when I was 2. I remember, always hearing things about love and marriage and, what to do, what not to do and stuff. But she never got to see me as a matchmaker,
Ah,
which is
that's too
weird.
bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So now we'll offer the opportunity for people
yes,
who are watching this to ask you a dating question.
yes. Well,
If you could ask Long Island's matchmaker one dating question, what would it be?
yeah, they won't. They won't do that because, again, people tell us all the time they don't like to watch it live because I've been known to say, "Oh, look, Joe just came on. Hi, Joe." Joe's girlfriend's at work with them in the next room. What are you watching Friday Facebook Live for? So people usually watch it later because
Ah,
then no one sees them or knows that they're watching. We don't even know who they are watching.
yes.
So, but if you want a pair of free tickets to the over 50 fair, and people will do this, you'll see. All you have to do is write on the comments that you want the free tickets. And Barbara's going to pick the first 2 and
Yep.
send a pair of free tickets. And then we'll see you at the Over 50 Fair. And again, when is it?
Sunday, September 27th from 10 to 4:30 at the Huntington Hilton. And they can ask you a question live if they have dating questions.
Yeah, again, they won't. They'll never do that. But anyway, we just hope people watch it later. So, and that's
Sounds
what makes
good.
it. But I'm so glad you joined me today. It was so fun. And I
Thank
can't
you.
wait now for the Over 50 Fair.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So I don't know how you pull that all together. I can't even pull together my whole team for that day. It's like they told me last year I was a monster to deal with.
I think your back was hurting you. Wasn't that the year that your back was giving you a hard time?
I don't know. There was one year that
I remember that.
I think my ankle was sprained and I
Was
was on
that it?
crutches. How many years have I done it? 6?
At least. This is our 17th. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
it might have been more. But
And it,
again, the presentation is always the same title, but always different.
and if I can give a shameless plug, the
Yes.
website is over50fair.com.
Yeah, so that's easy enough for people to figure out. The over50fair.com. And then every time I see it, I'll share it with my peeps too. And a lot of
Awesome.
our clients like to show up. Last year, one of my original success stories of when I first started 25 years ago at the
Wow.
company, they showed up. Oh my gosh. And I forget who wrote down their phone numbers. One of my millennials did. Can't find the phone number. I hope to God they come back again because when she walked over to me, she was surprised. I remembered her, but I did. I remembered her exactly. So it's such a great feeling to see success stories, and I love when they show up at the Over 50 Fair. So don't miss the Over 50 Fair, and thank you so much, Barbara.
Thank you. It was great to see you.
You
See you in a few
too.
weeks.
And I'll see you soon. And I'm sure
Okay.
we'll talk before that.